Hey guys, this is Cholera bringing you set 4 of Lecaf vs KTF, and here we're going to see the absolute Zerg killer Jaedong facing off against the young Zerg 815 on KTF. And I have to say, Jaedong is like the male Kerrigan. He is like the male king of blades, the king of all the broods, and he has just been so good at Zerg vs Zerg. He is 37-10 for a whopping 79% in his ZVZ skills. Of course, he did lose his 13th game against Oversky a week ago. And by the way, here's the colors. Jaedong is blue at 7 o'clock, and 815 is teal at 1 o'clock. And this map is Blue Storm, of course, a lovely map to have Zerg vs Zerg on. If 815 wins this game, KTF will win the series. However, I have to say, he is probably not going to win this game. Jaedong is just so good at Zerg vs Zerg. I mean, I can't sing his praises enough. He did lose to Oversky. Since then, though, he has bounced back with a win against Odin, a Zerg player. And so I guess this is his second Zerg vs Zerg win in a row if he manages to beat 815. 815 is a scrappy fighter, though. He's only had 7 games against Zerg, and he's been 4-3 against it. But he's definitely shown himself to be a very strong Pro League player this year. A lot of people were saying that he was going to do very well in the Star Leagues. Unfortunately, he didn't advance as much as other players wanted him to. Anyway, here is Jaedong going for a something with an Overlord, so maybe a 12 pool. And yeah, we are going to see the Overlord first, and for 815 also. And so both are going to go for, looks like probably 12 pools, although it could be a 12 hatchery here on this map. We'll have to see. Of course, on this map, really, it's just, you're going to know exactly where your opponent is, and you're going to have complete informational clarity or transparency. So you're basically going to have to match their builds. The only time where it's uncertain is right in the beginning, as we see here. A 9 pool could surprise the opponent. And look at Jaedong controlling his breathing. We saw 815 put down his pool already, so he's going for the 12 pool build with gas, it seems. And Jaedong is going for... well, we're seeing the extractor. I assume he's already put down his spawning pool, so probably a 12 pool also. And it looks like, yeah, both are going 12 pool with the expansion hatchery. Interesting. This seems to be the Zerg build of choice here on this map. I've seen this done by Jaedong several times, because, well, you will have informational transparency, so you will know when your opponent's moving out. So perhaps the 9 pool is just a little bit less economical on this map. And basically, a 12 pool is quite safe against the 9 pool to start with. Anyway, so first Zerglings are going to come out for both players. The problem is, though, 815 has not gotten an advantage at all with this build, and if you don't have an advantage against Jaedong and you're a Zerg player, you're going to lose. I mean, it was like Flash versus Carriers. I mean, I still think Flash is dominant against Carriers. Basically, if you go Carriers against Flash, you're going to lose unless your name is Best. And if you go for, well, if you don't get an advantage early on against Jaedong, you're just going to lose, because his Zergling control, his Mulus control is just absolutely impeccable. It is just so difficult for him for anyone to beat him in that. Oversky did beat Jaedong, by the way, because of their build patterns were a little bit different. And here is Jaedong morphing to Lair right now. And I believe 815 will probably be following suit. I think both have probably gotten metabolic boosts before the Lair upgrade, so it means they are going to have speedlings very soon. That is a decision you have to make in Zerg vs Zerg, whether to go for the faster Lair or to use the first 100 gas for metabolic boost. Both are, viable choices, and they have their arguments for and against. Anyway, so both going off of this 2-base strategy, this could be a little bit longer of a Zerg vs Zerg game, or Jaedong could decide just to end it sooner with some ridiculous micro, as he's known for. And I have to say, this matchup, KTF versus Lecaf, is quite important. Both players are, I believe Lecaf is still the best team in the Pro League standings, and KTF, I believe, is either second or tied for third or something. So both are facing each other for a better seed inside of the Pro Leagues, and that makes a huge difference in the way the playoffs are played. I won't go into detail how they're played, but it's very important to be a top seed. Here comes Jaedong building his Spire behind the mineral patches, and so has 815. Complete mirror build so far. So yeah, these two players are the best in the field right now, I think. While KTF may not be ahead of, I think, SKT1, I like KTF's players a little more. They have Flash on them, of course, they have Nail Raw, they have Reach in Yellow, etc. But Lecaf has been doing absolutely well this year, too, with Jaedong and Backho and what's his name? I'm blanking on his name, but the other good player on there. Anyway, so now Jaedong pushing forward with his Zerglings. Maybe he's going to try to catch a flank if it's coming from that direction. That would be a smart idea, actually. ForGG, that's the other very strong player on Lecaf. Just a very, very strong roster, and I can definitely see why they're winning this year. They're just playing so well, absolutely. And anytime, of course. Yeah. That's what I was forgetting. And Lomo. And pretty much like all the people in the round of 8. No. Anyway, so also later on today we're going to see Lomo versus Flash, and that will be casted by Diggity. I may be able to do a duel with him, as also I might be able to do a duel on the OSL round of 4 between Backho and July. Sorry, that was, I don't know if I said round of 4. It was a round of 8 between Lomo and Flash, and we're going to see if if Flash's Terra versus Tyrant skills have returned to him, or whether he's actually in a slump. 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, I would never have suspected Flash to basically lose in that matchup. I'd say it was impossible, but nowadays, who knows? Lomo could show that he's better than Flash, since Flash has suffered some setbacks. And it seems like both players have gotten Mulisks out without pushing in a single attack, so this is definitely going for, this is definitely a macro-heavy map so far, macro-heavy game so far. No harasses on either side. Jaedong trying to pick off an Overlord here, and some Scourge coming down from 815. Here comes the Mutalisk battle in the middle. Looks like 815 has managed to save his Overlord, but second Overlord also coming under attack. I think Jaedong might be able to finish him off later. Jaedong running into this. A Scourge might land, though 815 needs to land the Scourge, but Jaedong is too good with his micro. He does not let the Scourge land, and meanwhile he's bringing Scourge up. I think he's taken the advantage in this battle, and this is what I meant. Despite the fact that their builds were identical, Jaedong's micro is just superior to all other Zergs, and look at that, he has a 3-to-1 Mutalisk or 4-to-1 Mutalisk advantage, and this is pretty much tantamount to defeat here. This is pretty much victory for Jaedong. I mean, just look at that. It's absolutely amazing. It's crazy. How did he manage to get such an advantage when they were going for an absolute mirror build? They had the exact same timing for everything, up to including the Mutalisk coming out, but Jaedong, oh, now going to work on the drone line of 815. You can see it in his face, GG coming from 815, so 6 minutes of preparation coming down to 30 seconds of domination by Jaedong. Jaedong showing you he is still the king of Zerg versus Zerg. He is in no slump. He's doing absolutely fine. I'm looking forward to him in the semis of the MSL, by the way. Oh, just look at him. He's saying, oh, nice high five there, and a little double fist pump there from Jaedong. I love Jaedong. Absolutely great Zerg player. He is the great Zerg hope. After Savior, of course, he is the best Zerg in the world. Although Luxury has been showing that he's quite a good Zerg player, I don't think he's as good as Jaedong. Anyway, so we're going to be seeing the final game, Set 5, the Ace matchup between KTF and Lecaf now. I won't give away who is in that game. You're going to have to click to the next video to find out. Anyway, I actually don't know. That's the reason. I have to go and check myself. Anyway, Jaedong picking up that victory just flawlessly, I have to say, just impeccably, showing that he is just so good at Zerg versus Zerg. I hope you guys enjoy this commentary and this Zerg snipage by Jaedong. 815, I have to say, didn't play poorly at all. He just was faced, outclassed by Jaedong. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed. This is Cholerasc signing off.